Good morning. Sun has risen on the beach in Barcelona and I am doing some good YouTube videos for you guys. So do remember to subscribe to the channel so you get, I've planned a year's worth of videos for you. I'm super excited about everything I'm going to be bringing out for you. And by subscribing to the channel, you're going to get them first. I'm Susannah, lovely to meet you. I live here in Barcelona. I also live in Bristol. I've got a flat 9 minutes away and I'm about to do a workout, but I'm going to pop out a quick video for you first on the 7 big property mistakes that investors make so that you can avoid them. That's the intent, so that you don't make these mistakes. They cost you money, they cost you time, they cost you wealth. Ready? Here we go. The first one is running out of cash. People do profitable projects, but they forget to predict their cash flow. They forget to mind their cash. So they're sat there going, I could make money, but I can't get over this hump. So predict your cash flow, don't run out of cash. Mistake number 2 that people make is not getting certification. I know, they're not sexy, are they, these mistakes? But my golly, they cost people money. So building regs. Building regs is anything that could hurt a human being. So gas, electricity, water, heaviness, so like 50% of the roof and above, and not getting the certification. At that point, you probably can't sell it because you haven't got certification, and you almost certainly, if the mortgage company knows you should have building regs and you haven't, you can't draw down a mortgage. Other things like if you build a house, the 10-year guarantee, or things like windows, fencer, or for damp, don't just get a certificate off a builder who typed it up on his laptop, get an insurance-backed certificates. And for that, for drawdown for mortgages, if they put a retention clause until you've got the damp down, remember insurance-backed certification. So problem number 2 was not getting certification. Mistake number 3 that investors do, not working with a contract with a builder. That's an obvious mistake, isn't it? Because then it turns into a he said, she said, and the whole thing's awful. If and when it goes wrong. It very rarely goes wrong with builders, but when it does, it's catastrophic. Have a contract with the builder and deliver payments on time to contract, and they don't get paid until they've done the work. Obvious. Mistake number 4, and I've seen it again and again, is going solo. When I started, I made this mistake, and then I ended up working with a mentor for about 7 years. The reason going solo is a mistake is you think you can work it out in books and maybe on free YouTube videos. Look, you can do a lot with that, but those important sounding board experience, the guide ahead of you, are you climbing Mount Everest on your own without oxygen? What? It's kind of the same if you don't get educated in property. So I wholeheartedly endorse that now. And I've created a website for you guys. Everything is downloadable straight away. It's a fabulous website. thegoodpropertycompany.co.uk is everything I know after doing £45 million worth of property that you can download straight away into really great education. But it's not so much to do that as an advert. It's the reason I've done it is I want you to succeed. But it's a big mistake going solo. Start solo and then start to go, do you know what? If I'm serious, I'm gonna take some action. I'm gonna get educated. Mistake number 5 is a growth mistake, not realizing how far you've come. And I've seen it and I've done it myself. So sticking with builders who are good at 20 to 30 grand refurbs when you're now building houses and it's costing 150 grand. Well, they can't do that. So there's going to be a mess up. I've had the mess ups, don't do it. Sticking with accountants who deliver you the accounts once a year, when now your cash flow means that you need accounts done every single week or every single month. My accounts are done every single week. I know exactly where I'm at cash flow wise. So it's not realizing that everybody grows, and sometimes people will grow past you, but often you'll be growing past your team because you're on quite an exponential growth. So have the appropriate team members with the appropriate functions at the right stage of your growth. Don't wait to kind of have a hangover and get caught out there. That's a quite costly mistake. Mistake number 6 is becoming, if I can be brutal, I'll call it becoming a victim, but that's too strong a word. It's not ensuring you're always at point of choice. So with property, sometimes it feels like the outside world is like coming in on you, but you are at point of choice. If you recruit more builders than you need, if one builder's rubbish, you can all switch to another one. If you recruit more investors than you need, if an investor lets you down or a bank fails to deliver on the funding at the last minute, which has happened to me, you can move to a second investor. If you have more team members or more potential team members like cleaners, plumbers, electricians, the critical washing machine repair people, if you're only dependent on one, and something happens to them, you're not at point of choice. So always creating recruitment within your business, even if you don't employ them, but you know they exist, you've got the contact details, you've talked with them, so that you're always at point of choice. So when a problem happens, woohoo, there's a solution. That's a big mistake, because it is the difference between feeling you're being done to and you can't own the problem, to actually I've got a solution, even though there's a bit of change needed. And within that point of choice, the big one for property is, of course, exit. So you've bought this property, you're sure you're going to flip it, you're going to make loads of money. I congratulate you. But how are you going to, if it doesn't sell, are you going to rent it as a single let, a multi-let, service accommodation? So always have plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. Doesn't mean to say you don't stick strongly with your first plan, but always have different plans so you can pivot and be at point of choice. And the last mistake, and I've seen it so many times, and I mean this with complete kindness, men, it's often you guys, overtrading. What does overtrading mean? It means not having enough cash in the system, getting excited about doing deals and doing too many deals, which technically, theoretically are going to be profitable, but because there isn't enough cash in the system, there's enough time in the system, there aren't enough human resources in the system, the whole thing kind of falls apart. And I've seen it, and it's tragic, and great skills go to waste. Don't be that person. Don't overtrade. So, for help, this YouTube channel, clearly subscribe and like to the YouTube channel. I've got a year's worth of videos I've planned out for you. I'm really excited about the program for you guys. And also, you've probably seen I've got a fantastic website that I've created, that I spent a long time creating, uploading brilliant education for you that you can download straight away, and that is called thegoodpropertycompany.co.uk. So I highly recommend you to pop on over and see that. But let's recap briefly the 7 mistakes you are not going to make, because I've told you about them. Not running out of cash, not having certification, so that's 1 and 2. Not having a contract with the builder, there's number 3. Number 4 is not getting educated, thinking you're going to go it alone. Number 5, the mistake is not putting yourself with a growth team, realizing that at some point you're going to grow through certain team members. Number 6 is always being at point of choice, whether it's with money, whether it's with the property, whether it's with builders, whether it's with team members, making sure you're at point of choice. And number 7, overtrading. Now you've watched this video, you're not going to make any of those mistakes. That's going to save you so much money that you never even knew, and I congratulate you. I hope you've written it all down. Right, most important is that you do it, that you learn, you move forward, and you do it, because property, I live here in Barcelona now. I also live in Bristol. I'm about to go for a workout and then a dip in the sea. That's the life, isn't it? So good luck to you. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're a community. Get all the vids you need so that you can succeed.